Monty, first of all, how pleasing Saturday night?
Great game played by two clubs that I think are managing their way through some difficult times really well. Clearly both teams have got some players up and about at the moment playing some great style. I think it was an outstanding spectacle for the game. I think there was a lot of commentary around that, and I think rightly so. I think it was two teams that really had a crack at playing the game the right way.
All the talk was if you could do it against the contender. You clearly did that. Did you need that proof within the group a little bit as well?
I'm not sure whether we actually needed it, but it was always positive reinforcement. There's a lot of reliability in what we're trying to do at the moment. I think last year it was really clear that we were inconsistent with result, we were inconsistent in game style. So I think we've done a pretty decent job to this point to iron a lot of that out, and we're trying to, and I think we're achieving some reliability that I think most people can see in our game right now. It's robust, it's standing up. It was a great test. I think Ken did a great job at shaping the game as a statement game for us, and I think the players stood up.
Was it your biggest win for the year then?
I think the timing of it was important because I don't think our last month's been fantastic. I think we've been sort of rolling along, and again, in terms of consistency and reliability, we've been able to carve out wins while we haven't been playing great. So in terms of the last month, it was certainly a big performance for us. We've had some big wins along the way where we've had players in and out of the team or in and out of form. So, look, it was a big game, it was a statement game. Whether it was our biggest win, I'm not too sure.
Does it mean you qualify for finals?
I wouldn't know the mathematics around it at the moment. I think, in a normal season, everything being equal, everyone knows that it sort of sits around 11 and 12. So I'm sure there's an equation there somewhere that would tell you that yes or no. We play another contender, I think, this week, which gives us another test to put our style out there again and see if it stacks up. That's sort of it's not even a week-to-week thing at the moment. It's almost day-to-day with the way the fixture sits.
How happy were you to be able to respond 3 quarter time and get out early, get those goals on the board and really get on top of the last?
Yeah, I think there was a general feel that we were playing really good footy, and the scoreboard didn't quite reflect that. Now that at times can be a bit of a cop-out, but I think we genuinely thought we were doing plenty right, and just a couple of really silly errors and some great play by them to take advantage was enough to get them right back in the contest. So yeah, it was, again, I do hear a lot of that's the type of game we may have lost in the past. I do hear a lot of that. That's not the feeling I have with this group. It's a new group. There's a lot of confidence around what we're doing and the way we're going about it.
Is it just in the head?
I'm not sure about that. I think there's a belief factor too in when you see something done well for a period of time and you get ultimate buy-in, and the group can play some good footy together. I think it's more than just in the head. I think there's a whole range of things. We've got a really strong group at the moment. We've got guys that are in the team playing well. We've got some guys that are really pushing on the outside to make sure we continue to play well. So yeah, we're happy with where we're at the moment.
Do you think you will manage players at some stage, or is it, like you said, day-by-day type setup?
Yeah, and probably case by case, to be honest. I don't think it'll be our philosophy to go in and manage and try and get too creative with the draw. And at this stage, we know we've got Geelong, we know we've got Hawthorn. After that, it's still up in the air. So it makes it really difficult to future plan. So as you saw with Connor Rosie on the weekend, it's a case by case at the moment.
How is he? The Hughes okay?
Yeah, well, I think he's been managed quite well to this point. I think it was a really smart move to pull him out of that game late, and I was really pleased for Cam Sutcliffe to come in and play the way he did. But yeah, Connor will have some time off, whether that's 1-2 weeks, and whether that turns into 1 or 3 games, we really don't know at this point. But the facts are he needs a little bit of time to get over it, and we're in a position where potentially that'll be okay for us, and other guys will get opportunity. Yeah, well, being early in the week, clearly we're optimistic about that, and add Mays into that off suspension. So we'll certainly have some conversation around what might come in. I would imagine those guys will all be available. It's just a matter of shaping up a team and seeing what our best chance to beat Geelong is. So I think those guys will get a chance to train this week, which we don't always get. So that's a good thing for them. So it's early in the week, we'll see.
He was so solid, Mays, before suspension. Is he in the category now where he does come straight back in?
I'm not too sure. I think part of Sam coming into the team is we really wanted to get him into the 22. It just so happened it fell at half back, and I think we've got confidence that he could go and play on a wing, inside and forward as well. So I mean, he's certainly got that in his favour, that he's been able to build up enough trust. And we were clearly looking to get some edge and spark into the team through this difficult period, and we think that he gave us that. So he was really disappointed to go out of the team the way he did after getting that chance after so much time. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see with him.
What words would you use to describe Zach Butters at the moment?
Oh, gee, he's busy. He's full-time busy and lively. He can be a bit of a pest, but we love him. He's just. I've said this a few times that nothing surprises us with his form. It's not like he's just come out of nowhere. The amount of work he puts in, the commitment that he has to the way we want to play, the investment of time into his teammates. He's at his age and what he's been able to achieve. He's a real pro, and that goes for the other two young guys that we brought in last year. That if they were ever going to have a bad year, be a second year's blue sort of scenario, it wasn't going to be through the lack of work rate or dedication or investment into time. So those guys are no surprise to any of us.
Ken came out and said you were experimenting with the tools. What did you think of Adams and Little upset together?
I thought the combination worked well. We were a little bit fingers crossed about how it was going to go. With young ruckmen, they generally have to take a pretty tough path into the AFL. They've got to wait a long time for their opportunity while they mature, or they have to try and make it in another position. And that was Pete's example on the weekend. He had to come in and play majority forward. He showed us that he can do that. So all that waiting time for that number one ruck position to pop up is now sort of off the table, and now he's got an opportunity to forge a career as a forward while he bides his time.
Where does that leave Westhoff still? Is he on the outer now, or is he thereabouts to maybe come back in?
Well, I think, again, the beauty of Westy is he can play anywhere, and we know when he plays, we get an enormous amount of run. And again, he's been around the block a few times. He knows where he's at. He knows his age. He knows where our group's at. So he'll be ready. There's no doubt about that. How he's handled everything this year, whether it be playing second ruck, playing full forward, or playing key back, he's sort of taken on every challenge. And in a season like this, he just needs to be ready for the next one.
There's a bit of talk now about where the grand final is going to be played. Do you guys have a stance on that? Would you like to see the grand final played at Adelaide?
I think all South Australians would like to see the game played here. In terms of the way the state's managed the pandemic to this point, I think it would be great reward. It's an enormous opportunity for a city, not just a club. So, yeah, the venue's world class. We understand that. I think that even the action that we saw in a twilight game here on Saturday showed that the atmosphere is electric. So, yeah, I think the people would love it. I think the venues that are on offer at the moment are all stunning venues.
Saying that, you guys, it seems like it's almost a home away from home now, particularly in Queensland. You guys played so well. Yeah.
Well, we took the challenge early in the year, took it on really, really well. I think the dimensions of it suit the way we're looking to play. I think if we can get over those obstacles we had early in the year, where we're on a sort of 4:30 wake up, 5:30 plane, and get in and out in the day. These are the resilient challenges the guys have faced all year. So this is just another one of those. You head up there again and take on another big opponent.
What does this week look like for you? Obviously, it's a lot of recovery.
Yeah, it is. I think the last 5-6 weeks it's been mainly recovery. I don't think we've done it. I won't say no meaningful training, but there's been no game simulation type training in this period. So I think the guys have managed pretty well. I think that the staff that put the training around the guys have been exceptional to this point. So we'll get a little bit more out this week because it is I won't say a long break, but it's a slightly longer break. So yeah, we'll get a bit more.